Okay, so this is our starter for Tuesday, October 13th. Today's our assessment day, but I wanted to just kind of get the wheels turning in your brain for solving equations. So let's practice solving 4 different equations. This first one, negative 30 plus 25b equals 20. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my line. This looks like a 2-step equation, so I'm going to go ahead and circle my constant and underline my coefficient. So I'm going to deal with the circle first. The opposite of negative 30 is plus 30, which I'm going to do on both sides. Gives me 25b, 2, not 25. 25b equals 50. And then, because 25 and b are being multiplied right now, to undo them, I need to divide both sides by 25. Gives me b equals 2. And if I plug that back in, 25 times 2 is 50, minus 30, or plus negative 30, is 20. So this is correct. Okay, number 2. Negative 30 plus 22b equals 20 minus 3b. This looks very similar, except that I've got variable terms on both sides. So what I need to do, I don't have any distributive property or like terms to combine. So what I need to do is undo one of those variable terms. And I think I'll undo the negative 3b by adding 3b to both sides, which then gives me negative 30 plus 25b equals 20. I believe I've seen this before. Have I not? I'm going to add 30 to both sides. That gives me 25b equals 50. Divide by 25 on both sides. That gives me b equals 2. 22 times 2 is 44, minus 30 is 14. 20 minus 6 is 14. This is correct. Okay, next one. Negative 3b minus 30 plus 25b equals 20 minus 3b. Looks like I've got some like terms I need to combine here. So, here's a variable term, here's a constant term, here's a variable term, constant term, and variable term. So it looks like on the left here I've got 2 variable terms to combine. Let's see. I'm going to start with this negative 30 and negative 3b plus 25b. The signs are different, so I find the difference. 25 minus 3 is 3, and I keep the sign of the one that had more, and the positives had more. So plus 22b equals 20 minus 3b. Where have I seen that before? Is that not that same equation? So what I needed to do there was get rid of this negative 3b, which gives me negative 30 plus 25b equals 20, which I've also seen before. Need to add 30 to both sides. Gives me 25b equals 50. Divide by 25 on both sides. B equals 2. Wow. Okay, finally. Looks like I've got distributive property to do here. So I'm going to copy this negative 3b. Don't need to do anything with that. Here's what I'm distributing. Negative 5 times 6. When I'm multiplying, if I have an odd number of negatives, like 1 negative in the problem, my answer is negative, so negative 30 and negative 5 times negative 5b. A negative times a negative is positive, and 5 times 5 is 25, and then I have that b there as well. Equals 20 minus 3b. This is starting to look like a pattern. So, when I combine like terms, I get negative 30 plus 22b equals 20 minus 3b, which then looks very familiar again. So, when I add 3b to both sides, I get negative 30 plus 25b equals 20, which again looks very familiar. So, add 30 to both sides, and I get 25b equals 50. Divide by 25, divide by 25b equals 2. I didn't check these last two, so I better do that. Number 3 here. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, minus 30 is negative 36, plus 50. Negative 36 plus 50 is 14, I believe. And 20 minus 3 times 2, 20 minus 6, 14. And I'm going to guess this same thing is going to happen over here. Negative 3b, that's going to be negative 6. And then I'm going to have 6 minus 5 times b. So 6 minus 10, that's negative 4 times negative 5 is plus 20. That's going to be 14. And I know that this is 14. So this is the correct answer. What I was hoping that you would see is that really this very complicated looking multi-step equation, if you just go step by step, it's easier and easier, and it just becomes a newer, more simple equation here, even more simple here, and the most simple, the two-step equation there. So, if you just work a step at a time, it gets simpler and simpler. Follow the progress. So, really quickly, first step, distribute if you need to. Second step, combine like terms. Third step, eliminate the extra variable term. I had to think for a minute. Step 4, eliminate the constant. Step 5, eliminate the coefficient. And step 6, of course, is always check your answer. Thanks for listening.